He's watching me. Okay.
I'm watching you. I am not in the same room as him again. Why are we whispering?
It's November 10th and you're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games. Yeah. I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty. I can hear you groaning inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You're just cringing.
Alright everyone, welcome to episode 401 of Mods on Air, bringing you the weekend gaming news as modders, developers, and gamers ourselves. I am foyleman, and also on the show today we have with us Breesy. Hello Breesy.
Hello.
And sneaking in during the intro, Welshy. Hello Welshy.
Hello.
Ham is with us. Hello Ham.
Hello.
And Stryder. How you doing, Stryder?
I like to whisper too.
So this show is recorded live. Anything can happen. We'll be talking about some topics for the week. Yeah, we'll be talking about topics during the week. And when the show comes live, you can check out all the topics and the related links over at the MODSonair.com website. For those of you who haven't heard the show before, there may be some explicit language or adult themes. I'm sorry that that offends you. No, I'm not. Okay.
Not really.
Nah. Okay, so we have some stuff going on this week, and I am going to start off with this one horrible review. As a matter of fact, it's a review that almost makes me not like the reviewers. No, I don't like the reviewers. I think it's awful. There's one out there for the Rambo, a new Rambo game that's coming to light.
The Rambo.
The Rambo.
Rambo.
And the reviewer goes in to say how he's not sure which Rambo version this is supposed to be. By the way, if you watch the trailer that's posted at the end of it, it says it's for all three of them. All right, and then it goes into saying how why does he look all shiny and weird? And you know what? I do kind of agree. It shouldn't look as shiny as it does. However, I understand why it does, and it is because the developer found that it looked proper inside of the forest where he's all sweaty and rainy and stuff, and they just didn't update the skin when they transfer it to other scenes. See, he's very shiny.
He's oiled up and ready to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is.
That's what I do every day, every morning before work. Oil up.
He's Rambo. I'm going to fight some terrorists. I better oil up.
So the review bothered me. I'm not going to say this is going to be some sort of a wonderful game that you have to go out and look, but buy. But you don't have to be a jerk about it. The graphics are.
It's because there is a lack of money thrown towards the. Oh, look, he's shiny underwater too. But there's a lack of money thrown towards the publisher, or sorry, not the publisher, the reviewer. So the reviewer gives it a less than stellar review.
That's what it is.
You know what? It happens. It's a bunch of shit. Someone feels jaded, so they're going to give it a shit review. I bet you if there was special preferential treatment given to this review company, then all of a sudden that would turn into a glaringly great review for this game. So I have lost all faith in this.
Well, that was from VentureBeat, right? I don't know if if that guy works specifically for VentureBeat or if he's somewhere else, but.
Yeah. To be fair, I imagine this game is awful. Anyway.
Yeah, it does look awful.
It looks like what I would expect from a Rambo game. Which is ridiculousness.
It looks like Rambo meets Action Man.
Action Man. I remember Action Man.
Yeah. Action. There happens to be an action game coming up called Deadfall Adventures that I found along the way, where you're playing in different areas. Come on, Nordic Games, show me what you got. I don't know if this is going to be a good game or what, but it's something that's coming out this. Actually, I'm not sure when it's coming out.
Wow, that guy looks like the guy out of Red Dead Revolver.
Indiana Jones here.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
That and Time Splitters.
Yeah.
Well, for the music alone, it might be worth $15, $10. Dual shotties. Look at that.
Hey, I like what I just saw. I can dig it. Nordic games.
I would think that puts some strain on the wrist. Dual shotties, huh?
Just a little. Does it say what the price is? Is it $15?
It doesn't say. It doesn't even say when it's going to be launching. They're just like, hey, there's a game coming up, being developed by Farm 51, which I don't know what kind of a.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of name that is for somebody developing this kind of a action type game. Now, it apparently was over at E3 this last year, and you can pre-purchase it on Amazon for $40.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't like what I saw that much.
Not that much, right? And it's supposed to come out in 5 days, 15th.
I should have had a little more. I don't know. A little more advertising.
I don't know. 10 days later, it's on sale on Steam, maybe.
True.
All right, let's start getting into some consoles. There was a lot of console news this week, and
Are we going to go straight and just do consoles the rest of the way because that's what it looks like?
almost. I threw in some
Okay.
stuff after all the consoles too.
I have a topic that's not on the list that I'm going to add.
Right now,
Which is
Sure.
the Battlefield 4 netcode issues, which is the same issues that they had in Battlefield 3, which is the same issues that they had in Battlefield Bad Company 2, which is the lag, apparently getting killed behind cover, apparently getting killed with one shot. Your hits are not registering against somebody else, so you pump a full clip into them, and
hey,
it's
some of
the
that's on
lag.
Call of Duty Ghosts too.
Huh?
Some people are reporting similar things on Call of Duty Ghosts.
Oh, I'm not even going to start on Call of Duty Ghosts,
Right.
but
That's for another day.
yeah, DICE is saying that fixing those is their top priority.
Mhm.
But DICE said fixing those was their top priority when it was Battlefield Bad Company 2.
Yeah.
And when it was Battlefield 3.
Mhm.
And now it's Battlefield 4, and it's their top priority. Here's the problem with games that I'm seeing. Developers are fucking shitballs.
It's all
And
for
they're
looks.
just releasing garbage.
It's all for looks. Everything. Now, when you actually get into the game and playing it, it's different.
So, I just saw that pop up that on Twitter that they're acknowledging that there is problems with the netcode, and fixing those issues is their top priority. Which, yeah, go ahead, buy some more EA games.
Well,
And yeah,
Go on.
Ghosts is apparently a laggy, chuggy piece of crap. Of course, I haven't purchased it because I'm not going to.
did you
I'm
purchase
surprised
Battlefield
actually that
4?
Breesy
Where did
has
that come
it.
from?
I haven't. I'm not going to. I looked up the Metacritic score for Ghosts on all 3 platforms, and it hasn't scored higher than 2.2.
You can't. Well,
Any platform.
I do
You know
not
what's
trust
really interesting?
the first week. Never trust the first week, because the people that don't like it, regardless of buying it, will post on those Metacritic scores.
You know
But
what's
the
really
thing
interesting
all the comments that were good, positive comments, were all troll comments. So, like, being proper sarky about it, like, yeah, this game is awesome, best game ever. It's like, it doesn't look good.
All right. Well,
What's
See,
really
and I
interesting
got-
is game trailers. Kind of, they didn't do the typical trashing of a game, but they gave this a less than favorable review, which is really interesting. Because normally game trailers are the ones that are like, you need to buy this right now. And they gave it, I think they gave it a 5 out of 10, which for them is like, holy shit.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, like I get these, being part of the media and signed up for the media alerts and all that. I get these Activision alerts, and Activision's media alert was, after the first week, which is now, they Activision has shipped over $1 billion in big capital letters. $1 billion worth of Call of Duty Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
And then in really small letters after that to its retailers.
Yeah.
So you have not sold $1 billion worth of these games. You trying to
But
manipulate.
I was also looking on YouTube because I follow quite a few people who do game reviews, like Total Biscuit and those sort of people.
Love
And a
Total
lot of
Biscuit.
them are complaining about it because the software they use to record their games doesn't work with it. They're forced to use fraps to record gameplay,
Right.
which is very strange. I don't get why they're being pigeonholed and not using.
Well, isn't this a complaint with the new PlayStation as well? That Sony are being very cagey about what kind of software you can use to record gameplay, and a lot of reviewers and people like that on YouTube and different sites are a bit just like, well, then how are we going to record footage? And it seems very dodgy. Like, oh, is this so that we can't capture the shitty games before they come out?
What's going to happen with the Xbox One, where you're going to be forced to use whatever is built in to the Xbox
well, that's what they're
One?
going to put a revenue on the streaming capabilities of the new consoles. So if you want to record footage and stream footage, you've got to pay to have that service.
I don't understand. How is this different from what it was? I mean, why can't they just use the same methods that they used before?
Well, they're complaining. Most of them are using a program DxTory, which for some reason is I can't think of the word. Will not work with Call of Duty games.
Incompatible?
Incompatible is the word I was after.
But this is a program that runs on the Xbox 360?
No, this is actually a PC program. It's a PC
Okay,
capture.
gotcha.
I wonder if it's something to do with, because I think that DxTory uses records directly from DirectX. Hence the DxTory.
Yes, yeah.
And I wonder if it's something to do with the DirectX version they've used.
Apparently, there's a lot of beefing about this hard-coded lock of 6 gig of RAM too.
Yeah.
Which
I've
is
been reading a lot
absolute
about
crap. Because what does an Xbox have?
Yeah, I know. Which is why I was kind of like
512.
that previous show where I was like, this is to make it seem like it's a next gen title when it's not.
Yeah, it's
And
weird.
you still can't fire guns in space. You can't do it. I don't care what your video game tells you.
No, you can.
No, you can't.
They've got. There's.
You have to have a special gun then.
You got to have special bullets.
Dogs
You
in
have to have
space, yeah.
stuff that you'd have to use something that doesn't combust air.
Yeah, it doesn't
Strictly
use air to
speaking, you'd
combust.
use one of those, underwater guns.
There's I've read, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 reviews of Ghost thus far, and it's sort of the theme I'm getting is that the jig is up. For some reason, it's taking a lot of people this long to realize that it's been the same game over and over again. But a lot of reviews are now saying that, oh, it's the same game. This didn't need to come out.
Yeah, we've never professed that the console player, the average console player, is a veritable genius. So,
Right.
But yeah, it's getting to the point where I think even their hardcore fanboys are realizing that these fuckers are just mailing it in on an annual basis.
Yeah. I've seen reviews. I've seen the opinion articles. There's at least 2 opinion articles out there saying that Call of Duty does not need to be annualized, and that's the light has dawned on them now after seeing this. After seeing that they basically mailed it in, and
For the last 5 years.
So I could have told you that 5 years ago.
yeah, exactly.
For free. I could have saved you so much money.
I don't understand what's taking people so long, but at least it's starting to become this sort of popular thought now that, hey, this is the exact same thing that I paid for last year, $60 plus the who knows how much in DLC.
You know what's going to happen though? Now that people have realized that, then and so they're going to go back and they're going to start playing the old games. What's going to happen is they're going to start putting expiry dates on these console games. So
Probably,
you know what? You just can't play unless you buy the game again, which you might as well just buy the new one then. But, you can buy another year of the old game for $50, or you can buy the new one for $55. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I
Also,
can totally
if
see
you
that.
fired a gun in space, wouldn't the resulting recoil force send you spinning off in an insane direction?
I guess.
Probably so.
This conversation's ongoing in the.
I don't care what you say. You can't fire a regular gun in space. It's not doable.
It's the cartridge, not the gun.
Yeah, but if you watch that game, if you watch the trailer or whatever, they're flying around shooting. No, you'd fire one shot and
Start
spin
spinning.
off in 600,000 miles in the other direction.
Well, the best thing is all you'd have to do is wing him, because you poke a hole in his spacesuit, he's fucked.
I'm actually quite surprised that
One guy
bit.
with scissors.
How do you, they got these spacesuits on with their dog tags hanging outside of them so that you can. Oh no, wait, that's Battlefield.
I'm quite surprised it's not like the dog is not in space. Just floating around.
If someone threw a knife at you in space, could you get out of the way? Because it'd be coming really slow. Whoa, whoa.
Why would it come slow?
Well,
Yeah, it would. Would it? I don't know.
I don't know. It would keep going forever.
Yeah.
Yes, it would do that.
I wonder how tactical nukes work in space.
How does a tactical nuke work then? If there's
I
no
don't know.
oxygen?
All right,
How to drive snowmobiles?
moving on. Now it's out of hand.
Snowmobiles work in space. That's the question.
Yes. Let's see. Now it's gone too far. Okay, PlayStation 4
Okay.
is trying to get you enticed to buy their system. They'll give you $10 of digital credit, 30-day PS Plus and Music Unlimited trials, if that's what you want to use your console for, because obviously that's what Microsoft is trying to sell theirs as. But on the other hand, oh, go on.
That $10 digital credit basically pays for your first 30 days.
Yeah.
Because the PS has now gone to a subscription model where you got to pay $10 a month. So you're an extra $120 a year to play your PlayStation.
Yeah, but both these major consoles have taken this idea that online play is an integral part of the system experience, and yet you're charged monthly for that experience. It's a subscription-based console at this point, both of them. They are not sort of just standalone next-generation consoles. You're only going to get that on the PC and the Wii.
It's almost worse than you're saying. It's almost like it's a subscription-based console where you have to, subscribe to the console and then subscribe to the features that you get with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually true. Yeah, you're right. It's ridiculous. And of course, yes, you do have to pay for internet connection, but that sort of provides a data connection to all your devices in your home. You don't have to pay, I don't know.
And
For the
access.
internet. Yeah. You don't have to pay for separate access for each individual device. I don't have to pay an extra amount of money.
$10 to watch cable TV on cable that I already pay for.
Exactly. And yet they're sort of selling that with the Xbox and the PlayStation 4. Like, this is okay. This is normal. This is just how it is, guys. You have to pay. And it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's not needed. But they sell this idea that it is needed. It doesn't make sense. Look at the way PC games operate. So to tell me that this is required and it's absolutely needed is just they're selling you on a fantasy.
Yep. So could you make it with a console if you gave everyone a console for free and sold the games at a higher premium?
The games aren't worth that much.
So it had to be
Yeah,
the opposite, high-end console,
That's
and
the
all
problem
games are free.
now. Yeah, that's the problem right now, is that they're selling games at an inflated value to appease shareholders.
Yeah.
And they're not appeasing the game player or their target audience. So eventually, that's a monetization system that's going to fail, because you've got a limited audience of stupid people. Eventually, these people are going to start wising up to you and saying no.
I think the reality is, if the games were cost less, more people will buy them, and you'd get this sort of thing that you see on Steam or just PC gaming, where people end up buying stuff whether on purpose or not on purpose. They buy the same games multiple times. I can't tell you how many times I've bought Pac-Man or Amnesia or Penumbra or any one of these other games that have sort of sometimes in bundles, just for whatever reason, because the prices are so reasonable. It's like, okay, I'll get it again, whatever. There's a number of reasons why that might happen, where I end up buying a game 2 or 3 times, but it's not a big deal. Whereas some of these console games,
smoking crack or something.
Well, it's not a big deal. For instance, for example, those Humble Bundle things. They give you 5 games. You can pay what you want, and 2 of the games you already own. So I'm going to buy the Humble Bundle, and I've got a second copy of the games I already own, but the price is reasonable, so I'm not freaking out about it. That's sort of what I mean. Or I don't know, you wait a year and you get a Game of the Year version of a game you already have.
I know what you mean.
For a reasonable price. So
I kind of have that problem with sales. I end up buying like massive packs where I already own 3 of the games, and it was only for one of them.
Right.
So I end up with like 4 copies of the same game, which I know is conveniently you can't give away.
Yeah.
Sure, I can't give those away, but I've got 8 copies
Can't you buy them as gifts and then gift them to yourself, the one you want to keep?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Well, maybe.
I thought you used to be able to do that. I don't know if you
Used
still
to.
can.
I don't know if you can anymore.
Probably not.
Well, perhaps this will entice you to buy a console. You can probably go out there and find somebody that's willing to give you one today. Or you can go on eBay and buy one, because apparently some people, such as Target, and I think Walmart as well, shipped them
Accidentally shipped some.
10 days early, right?
Yeah.
And they're on eBay already, too.
Already.
Starting bid, $1,000.
Wow.
For
you can't
something
plug in
that
'cause you'll get
for
banned.
something that, well, it's only a temp ban. It's only Microsoft has clarified that it's only a temp ban until
it's released.
until it's closer, because it's not the guy's fault that, and it's just banned from Xbox Live or whatever it is until closer to the release date.
Well, that's what they're hinting towards. No one's actually said that out loud or written it. They've just said that you're not supposed to have access yet. They didn't say you were banned and you will be given back access.
I thought read that.
I couldn't find it.
I
couldn't find that said.
But you got nothing else. You got nothing to do with it.
Right. You can't even update it. You can't update
you
it.
don't
And
even
use
got any
it.
games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the funny thing. Mind you could pay them $10 and you could watch TV.
Right.
Unless they ban you because you're trying to use it.
Microsoft spokesperson told Engadget that the Xbox One consoles some consumers received by accidents well ahead of launch on November 22nd cannot access Xbox Live until closer to launch. Statement says, due to a retail partner system issue, a very small number of Xbox One consoles were shipped to consumers before the November 22nd street date. We're pleased to see the initial response to Xbox One has been so positive, but given we are still putting the finishing touches on our games, UI, and online services, i.e. they're making shit up as they go, as well as confidential partner and media agreements, these consoles will be restricted from connecting to Xbox Live until closer to our launch date.
Yes, but it doesn't say that they were banned or will be unbanned. It just says they're restricted.
Yeah.
There's a difference, isn't there?
Yeah.
You can't access our network because it's not open to everybody yet, or you're banned so that you can't because you've done something wrong.
So now you have a $500 paperweight.
I mean, they don't exactly say that's what's happening. I can't find the language. It says, yeah, we banned him to prevent access, and he'll be unbanned when it comes closer to time. Who knows?
I don't know. I was in Target yesterday. Was it? Maybe yesterday or the day before, and I ended up seeing one of these Xbox ones. They have one on display. You can't really do anything with it. It's just constantly looping a promo video. The thing is absolutely big. It's It's like a old school DVD player.
Yep.
Yeah.
VHS player, not DVD
VHS player, yeah.
Right.
Larry Hryb, I don't know, HRYB. He works at Microsoft. Says whatever happened, it will not be permanent. I can say that with 100% certainty.
Okay, good. There you go. That helps.
Yeah.
Next year, they'll unban 'em.
Microsoft has lifted the restriction on his YouTube video of his unboxing,
which I might be playing right now.
Yeah.
And it's
There you
a
go.
spy box. So it should be called the spy box.
Doesn't make me want to buy it anymore, or less. They do get, at least there's some of the videos. Well, not the video, but some people who got it earlier are able to tell you what it does. We know it has 500 megabyte initial update that it needs. 17 seconds startup. There's a whole dashboard video somewhere available.
If you want to see the dashboard, just go on Windows 8.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. It's Windows 8 on a console.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Sucking with a console controller.
I just, I know everybody's not going to appreciate certain sorts of design since, that's why we've got different varieties of taste. But, my goodness, it's just horrible. I look at everything Windows 8, everything Windows Phone, everything Xbox, and I just look at the UI, and maybe I'm just it's too young for me for my old age. It just looks horrible though. It looks like a mess. It is a mess. And yet they continue.
And Ham, you said something about seeing something over at Walmart, but not being able to touch it. If you go to
Target.
Microsoft's, Target. If you go to Microsoft stores, you can actually play it. As from what I've read.
I heard you could play it at Best Buy as well.
Really?
Yep.
I'm surprised. Okay.
That was another press release I got. Go to Best Buy. You can play the new Xbox One. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I am. I did. I was there, and
what are you going to play though? What game are they going to have? Call of Duty Ghosts?
Yeah.
Pong.
Super Ultimate HD Edition.
Can you watch TV with it yet, or is that only available in the update?
I think that's only available on the Xbox.
What is with these day one patches? Everything now.
Because nobody QA tests anything properly anymore, because it costs too much money.
I wonder if you're going to be
That's what it
restricted
is.
from watching television unless you pay for Xbox
Gold,
Live.
Xbox Gold, of course.
Yeah.
Probably.
So-
That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Unlikely.
I think the same thing is with Skype. You get 6 months of free Skype calls, but I think you have to have the higher end.
Mhm.
You have to pay for the higher end plan, which probably you don't even get to use Skype with this yet, not until it's live.
Yeah, so I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see how people sort of look at this and say, this is a deal. This is a great thing. Do people sort of just acknowledge it and say, okay, well, I'm just going to deal with it anyways? I understand I'm being screwed, but I'm just going to deal with it.
I concur, and I think this is some of the problems that you're going to have. You've got the Skype calls, except now Fox News, which we love Fox News, but
I love Fox News.
They're reporting things that we already know. That from a tech standpoint, you're going to end up with people yelling at their Xbox One because it's not recognizing things. It's like the smartphone, the Siri updates. You used to be able to say call, ham, and it would calling ham. Now it's like, would you like directions to get to jam? No. and so you're going to end up with a lot of people repeating things to their Xbox One. So it's going to be
God no, Bing. God no.
Yeah.
Never be able to actually find what I'm looking for.
But this does go to show you, if we want to use Skype on our PC, we just need an internet connection. We can get Skype and do whatever we want and whatever. On here, we're going to have to pay for Xbox Live, as well as our internet connection, as well as pay for Skype.
Yeah. So, but this is the future. This is Microsoft's future, where they piecemeal everything out to you and charge you individually for access to everything.
That's their new business model.
Yeah.
It seems.
Stick ads in everything, and then tell you that this is a good deal.
This is what you asked for. This is precisely what you asked for, because you're only getting what you want and what you need.
Yeah.
You know what would be kind of cool is if you could hook this up to 2 TVs.
And what?
One for each eye.
Well, I was thinking like, yeah, one for each eye. 1 pixel on each. No, and you could have like, I don't know, the TV on one screen, your cable TV or whatever the hell it is, and then you're playing a game on the other TV. That'd be kind of cool.
It's like picture in picture.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Just
with
buy 2. Buy 2 Xboxes.
smart.
Or just buy
Yeah.
a PC. You'll buy a PC and you can do it as much as you want.
Xbox Smart Glass, whatever. Let's not forget about that. They're gonna try to bring that back out and convince you that you also need a tablet, a Microsoft Surface tablet,
Yeah.
so that you can get additional information.
And then you have that coffee table they had at one point as well. And
Yeah. That was called the Surface at first, wasn't it?
yeah, that was the Surface, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking big Surface. Kitchen counter, that was. Hey, want to use our Surface? Where is it? Oh, it's this table here. What? Yeah, like this whole giant thing. Yeah, weighs more than like 6 of us. We had to get a truck to get it in here, but you have a go.
It's our marble surface.
I found an article that goes over the 5 neat things that you can do on the Xbox One. So,
Is it
There's
turn
actually
it on?
5?
All 5 of them
It's the
just
same
turn it
thing.
off.
5
3, 4, 5. Yeah, it looks like 5. Okay, so we can stream media that you host on your local PC using your Xbox Music or Xbox Video. But I do that.
I
already do that.
that.
I use
Directly to my
Chromecast
TV with no
or
Xbox
Plex.
involved.
or there's a number of other apps. By the way, Plex is an awesome app for that
Yeah, I
kind
was
of
gonna
stuff.
say Plex is.
I like it. All right, SkyDrive media can be streamed from the cloud. Well, isn't that the same thing as streaming from your PC, except now you're doing it from the internet instead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just checking.
So that's, again, something else I can already do with my TV.
Yeah.
Without anything else involved. I can surf the web and stream directly to my TV from the web. So that's existing technology to Xbox One 0. Let's carry on.
plug any HDMI device in and use it through the Xbox One.
Oh, wait a second.
What?
My TV
Funny
can already
enough.
do that without the Xbox One. So here we go. Existing technology 3.
Not to
Xbox
mention
One
that
0.
in order for that to work, you're gonna have to unplug the cable box that's plugged into the HDMI in,
Yeah. Well,
I've
what
got
use is that?
6 HDMI ins on my TV.
and 1 on the Xbox.
Okay,
All right,
carry on.
carry
Next
on.
one.
Apps can be plugged into the One Guide. Now that I was like, what is that? I don't
What the hell's
understand the
that?
one.
Don't even know what
Apparently,
that is.
One Guide is the TV listings. So you can go through all your TV listings, and apparently you can get apps for it. Apps for your TV guide.
Apps that do what?
I don't know. That's
You know what
could
I'm
they
noticing?
Possibly do.
You know what I'm noticing with the video you're playing in the background is he's playing a game and every 2 to 3 minutes, probably less actually, something else is jumping out at the screen like, hey, you've got an email, or hey, you've got a Facebook message, or
Hey, your porn's done downloading.
who downloads porn anymore? Nobody downloads porn anymore.
all right. So what they mean is,
It's all
along
about
with your
streaming.
channels, you can go to an app and see Hulu, Netflix, or SkyDrive, or something like that. That's what an app would be.
So useless junk that's actually already
Already there on your TV.
it's already there. It's called the guide button on my cable box, or
Yeah.
Or my Roku.
or the guide button on the Netflix. So I I'm going to call that one perhaps a tie.
Mainly because we don't really know what the use for it is.
Yeah, not enough information to
Come on.
judge. So that one's a
Comment
tie.
on that.
Xbox 500, Roku 100.
So,
Dollars.
I mean, they're positioning this as something that's supposed to replace your cable box. It's just this thing should be left on all the time.
Yes.
That's what they
And-
want.
Yeah, but it'll overheat and burn the house down.
They haven't proved that yet.
It will happen.
And then I don't know. The most offensive thing to me is just that they're presenting this sort of, hey, you can watch TV on your TV as this novel thing.
I know.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, hey, I didn't know my TV could do that.
Yeah. And for you,
Pictures and
$500.
sound?
But like, I'm still keeping an eye on this video, and they played about 30 seconds of the game they were playing. The rest of the time, they're just flicking through. Oh look, this is what photos people have uploaded of the game.
Yeah.
And then a minute ago, he was on a Skype call, popped up in his face, like over the game, like.
Well, if as a developer, if you can get into the Microsoft Developer Program, one nice thing that they've always done for the developers is send them a developer Xbox. And now they're also going to include a Unity Pro license seat, which is, by the way, very expensive for Microsoft. The Microsoft developer seat was running, I think, at one point $15,000, which is disgusting.
What happened there? How
Happened?
come
Something
that didn't
happened?
turn into a link?
Your linking privileges are.
Yeah, apparently my linking privileges have been removed.
My access to the chat window has been removed. I just can't get into it.
Doesn't want to. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on.
But I
Copy
think
and
that's
paste.
pretty good. If you can get into the developer program, which it has been getting easier to do so, you can get yourself something to work with and something to develop on and with. I like that.
Yeah.
I want to see more indie developers get out there, and I don't care if it's on the PC, on the Xbox, on what. I want to see more innovative, creative ideas.
Stuff that's not a Java game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the only way we're going to get it is by indie developers.
Right.
Yeah. But another item that most of us over here really don't give a damn about, unfortunately, this game stick. Look at the size of this game stick. Do you see this?
Hang on. You skipped one. Now.
Big.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Well,
Now you skipped 19.2.
yep, I knew I would. See, that's why I need to be kept in check here.
Yeah.
All right, let me talk about this, and then I'll jump back to Xbox.
All
Game stick. See, look at the size of that thing. This is supposed to be an all-in-one unit. I think
That's
you
what
can
she
pull this
said.
little dongle out and and shove it in the TV.
We're still talking about this game stick,
The
right?
game stick, yes. And it's been delayed again. This is one of those Kickstarter things. So it's going to be launching the same day as PS4. So you'll have your choice: buy a PS4 or buy a game stick.
Honestly,
Not
I know
anything.
nothing about this game stick, and I would probably still prefer to buy the game stick.
It's like an Ouya. It's an Android. It's an Android console.
No idea. Not a concept of what that is, but you know what? I'd rather buy that.
It is. It's an Ouya.
Yeah.
It's probably a less expensive doorstop than the one the PlayStation 4 would be, yo.
It is $80
Yeah, but does it
though.
collect dust as well?
Probably
Oh,
not.
yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to do more work around the house.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, what is this now? Some other ones where there are reports that the voice detection is failing with the Xbox One. Is that just because
We
it's
talked
been?
about that one. We talked
did?
about that one.
Oh, well, you said we missed
Yeah,
one. All right.
This one. That one.
So Microsoft says, oh yes, the CEO. He's not going to be a new CEO. He is on the short list of possible CEOs for Microsoft, going to be replacing Ballmer. And now this guy comes in and says, you know what? One of the things that I might do when I go into Microsoft is first, I think I might sell off the Xbox division, and then I'm going to probably sell off Bing. Those are some good ideas because you know what? We need to concentrate on what Microsoft is all about, and Microsoft is all about Office.
Oh, God.
So yeah, I know this article. I just didn't think I was going to put it on there. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for them. I say vote them in. I'm going to sell my stock. I'm going to go in there and sell some stock short and rake it
I
in.
need some more word
And-
fonts.
Again, this goes into the whole thing with corporations now are so entrenched in providing dollars back to their shareholders that they're going to do drastic things like this. We need to make some money. How can we make some money? Sell an arm. All right. All right. Now what? Now how do we make more money? Well, you got another arm. Eventually, you run out of limbs to chop off.
Yeah.
Well, this is a guy who primarily worked with phones. Nokia.
Yeah. Well, Microsoft used to work with phones.
I mean, it's not his goals make sense, but the methods to arrive at those goals. I don't know. Microsoft without Xbox, can that work? I mean, isn't that their treasure?
Here's the thing, though, is that Microsoft has been in a fucking tailspin
Yeah.
for probably 5 years now.
It's
The-
kind of like
the
trying
si-
to cure world hunger by setting fire to every farm you ever find.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
We arrived at
it's-
the goal because there's less people to feed now.
yeah.
It's insane. But their decisions that they made 5 years ago are starting to affect them now, and they're starting to realize that. What are they going to do? Go back in time? It's not going to happen. Unless that's one of the Xbox One features that they didn't list.
That even costs you an extra $20 a month.
I might pay for that.
Go back in time.
I might buy an
That's a
Xbox One
reasonable
if I
price
could
for
go back
time
in time.
travel.
Yeah.
Because I would go back in time to a time when I hadn't purchased an Xbox One. Be my guess.
Comes with huge amounts of warning stickers. Do not become your own grandfather.
Fucking Welshman. Seriously.
And on that note,
Yes.
Things that you didn't know about Welsh.
Moving swiftly on from that.
Valve Steam Machine prototype, the Steam OS, and all that. Somebody's got their hands on it, and they're showing off some pictures. This is what the pictures look like so far on this this box.
I'm wondering though, because that would be in violation of your confidentiality agreement to be in that beta program. Is if if you say anything about this stuff.
I
not
think
in That's all I can
for
say.
for this one, they actually encourage people to talk about it. That was sort of part of the spiel. Was that they
shit, is that like a PS the old keyboard connection?
the PS2
Yes,
connection?
that's
Yep.
right there.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, I think that might be for a mouse. No, it's keyboard. You're right.
No, it's
That's
purple. It's
keyboard,
keyboard.
mouse is
Yeah.
green, yeah. That's old school.
Holy shit.
Antennas for wireless.
It's a PC.
Yeah,
Clear
but
seamless
again,
bud.
I don't
That's the
Get it? It's more expensive than a PC.
I'm interested in the box that they put things in because apparently the box is very well laid out.
It's just divided with plastic dividers so the heat goes separate.
Well, look at how the graphics card's connected. It's not it. Although if it was normal, it'd have to be connected sort of vertically instead of horizontally like it is. So I'm not sure exactly how it's connected to the motherboard. It's connected to
probably
something.
it looks like a module build.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. This is the kind of thing that they'll do on servers sometimes, server blades. The really thin cases.
So I'm definitely interested in the case. It's a cool looking case.
I wonder if that light goes red.
So
Right there.
a 90-degree adapter. I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
Yep.
Probably because I just never knew to look for one. I'll have to look for one. 90-degree adapter, Morphus says. But it looks
have
cool.
they mentioned anything to do with price on these?
No, probably not.
It's got a traditional hard drive platter. It didn't look like it was SSD, was it?
What? The hell's the point in that?
That's what it looks like to me.
I thought there was a SSD in there.
Maybe there is. I'm looking at the casing for it, and it looks like a standard
Yeah, it
Seagate.
looks like a standard.
Is that a Seagate? I don't know. Maybe.
How good can I zoom in here? That's a pretty high resolution pic. Oh, not quite enough to make it out.
But it's got that GTX 780 in there, an Intel i7. They didn't say how much RAM.
So strictly, it's not going to be
Weird.
cheap.
Yeah, that's not. You're buying a PC.
That's
so-
high end. Yeah, that's high end
Again-
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
What is the point? When
'Cause you don't
can
have to
just
put it together
get yourself a
yourself.
laptop, and then if you want to go somewhere, you can just take your HDMI cable with you. And you're at a hotel and you want to play your games, you just plug the HDMI cable into the TV that's there. Unless you stay at like seedy motels that Breesy probably stays at that have the old CRT television.
nothing wrong with those hotels.
The floor
Ones
model
with the-
ones were.
Ones with the vibrating beds, they're the best. Heart shaped.
Oh dear. I have jokes, but it's too early in the morning for that kind of thing.
That's what she said.
Yeah. That's what she yelled. Well, never mind.
It's too early in the morning.
No, not going there. Not going there.
It looks competent enough, but it's obviously for people who don't want to build their own PCs.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
want to
not-
know
it's
more
not-
about it.
What Dell is for, really.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so I can see Dell making Steam boxes, or just some of these other companies, Asus, they put together one.
There's loads of companies. You pick up any PC hardware magazine, there's companies advertising for pre-built computers.
Yeah.
And
So-
but see, that's the thing. You get if you're going to spend pull a price tag out of the air for that.
500.
No,
No, more than that.
2,000.
Way more than that, yeah, like 1,500
Can't
at least.
sell for more than that.
i7,
Yeah,
1,500 at
i7 with
least.
780. Yeah, it's gonna be in the £1,000 mark, I reckon.
Yeah.
So you can
It's
get
not 1,500.
get an Asus laptop for $800, a gaming laptop.
Mine was 1,500, i7, GTX 560, 12 gig RAM. And I can move it. I can pick it up, right?
Yeah,
it goes
take
where I
it with
go.
I can now. I've got to say that I am, I'm all about desktops. I don't like laptops as much. I can trick myself into having reasons why, but there's some people who like me who just prefer the desktops.
But that's fine then. So you've got a desktop that you can build for even cheaper than
Right.
buying a laptop, or you can buy a gaming laptop desktop,
Yeah.
and set it up right beside your television.
Yeah.
You get a wireless keyboard, wireless mouse,
You're good to
sitting there
go.
in your living room on your easy chair.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the purpose for this Steam machine, other than it. By all reports, PlayStation and Microsoft with the Xbox are shooting themselves in the foot with what they're releasing, and Valve is going to step up and say, "Well, ours is actually designed for gaming, and that's all we're going to
Yeah.
call it is a gaming console. We're not going to call it a entertainment console." And they might win people just on that play. Hey, you know what? This isn't an entertainment console. This is a gaming console.
This Steam OS they keep talking about, does that allow you to install other applications like Skype, like TeamSpeak, all those things?
Well,
I'm
I don't
expecting it to be Linux.
it's
Well,
Linux.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
based
it's
on it's
Linux.
Linux based, so no.
Yeah.
Well, there's Linux versions of it.
It probably will, but you'll probably have to do some extra stuff. And one of the articles, I think, even one of the articles that you quoted from Foyle, one of the reporters asked the guys at Valve, because the one of the presenters was going through on a Windows machine, showing off sort of some of the vanity shots of the Steambox prototype, and he was saying, okay, well, how would I look at these pictures on SteamOS? And the presenter said, you can't. You just can't. You won't be able to do that. And
Because I
outside the little
suspect
browser
this
we
is
give
just
you.
going to be like firing up Steam.
Yeah.
So there's going to be
Right.
no
Yeah.
other access to it. You're just going to have a Steam,
Yeah,
You use the Steam browser.
yeah,
the Steam browser
which is
and
based
Steam
on.
Big
Well,
Picture
you
mode.
can't because that's based on Internet Explorer.
Oh, they better
So-
then open it up for mods. The SteamOS mods.
Right, exactly. So what I'm thinking is that Valve is going to sort of take care of the main experience, and then they're going to sort of give you the options to start going
But
crazy adding stuff.
you'll buy games that will allow you to do things. That was their
Yeah.
beginning of selling applications. So now you can purchase an application on Steam for the big picture.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't expect it to just be limited to that sort of big picture mode. It's gonna be extremely quick before there's a traditional desktop. And then traditional Linux, so that you can sort of go back and forth between them.
Here's the other problem, though. If it is Linux based, what the hell are you going to play on this? Because
Well.
there's really not a lot.
Valve
Um,
has made efforts to Linux quote marks
So
their library.
They're leaving big bags of money lying around. In other words,
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they're doing that, does that mean for new releases, do they have to take time to actually make it run on Linux? Which means you won't get new releases on day of release.
Well, see, I've always said this. I'd be perfectly happy to switch away from Windows and start using something like Linux if you had same day releases for games.
I think a lot of bigger studios, and definitely some of the indie developers, they're trying to make things where it's everything's being developed at the same time, so they don't have these delays. Metro Last Light recently just got a Linux version. It's a pretty big deal. It's a great looking game.
I don't like the fact, and I'm not a console fan, but if you're going to release this Steam box and you're going to make it so that there's a range of hardware that you can get in it. In other words, you're making a PC, but you're trying to tout it as a console. Now you're not doing anything like, oh, it's a console. We can develop for a console because it's one set of specifications. That's what every developer out there is saying. Their excuse is for shit in the bed when it comes to developing and releasing their games. Now you've got a Steam box that allows you to purchase better or worse systems, exactly the same as you can with the PC. How are you going to guarantee that your game will play on your Steam box?
So
Because I
this
suppose
is
you know what the specifications are.
this is what I read.
I don't know.
Because I read a few different articles regarding this, because I guess Valve just invited a lot of press to I don't know, look at demonstrations. They basically said, because they have the Steam hardware survey and they're sitting on a lot of data about what just different aspects of people's machines, what most of the Steam community is using, what they're going to do is they're going to be able to have that information given back to you in a digestible way. So they said they're going to have a feature that says basically, here's what we recommend you have in order to have a great experience with this particular game. And if you don't have a particular component that meets that I guess minimum, they're going to suggest this is what you need to upgrade in order to play this game and have a great experience with it. So I guess if you need a better graphics card, it's going to say this is the graphics card minimum that you should have. Everything else is looking pretty good, and somehow they're going
to be running a
be able to do
version
that.
of "Can I play this?"
Basically, yeah. And they'll be able to do that. And then they said that's part of it is all as the result of having that Steam hardware survey. So they basically know what'll dictate a great experience for certain games, and then just recommend what you need to go out and get. This is what they're saying.
Again, why would I not just buy a PC, or why would I not just buy a laptop? Essentially, my gaming laptop has turned into my set for in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
It's sitting there beside it's like the little TV beside the big TV. And if I go
it's
somewhere,
so easy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's an HDMI cable out, and it's got the little USB unifying dongle from Logitech, so I can little mouse and keyboard. It makes no sense for me for this. This is another case of here's some hardware that nobody has asked for.
Yeah.
However, depending on how hard Sony and Microsoft fail with their latest console iteration, it may value itself just with that.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. I would have much rather just a way of streaming wirelessly my PC to my TV, the whole lot. So the game and the sound. If I could have just something I can plug in and do that, that would have been much better.
Yeah, you had the sound issue last time you tried, I think.
That's called HDMI cable.
Yeah, but it's a hefty distance. So, like a wireless dongle would suit me better.
Which right now the only decent ones are line of sight. They do have a couple, one or two, that are completely wireless. I've actually used them. Just connections sometimes don't always work. I was glad to throw it away.
And what we've been talking about the Steambox, I've actually been looking into making a little multimedia PC in a little micro case to actually put under my TV and use in this way. And as I put in the comments, I think I priced it up. It was a good spec machine. It was pretty much identical to what I've got here, but in a smaller case, and it came to about £500 which is console price.
Is it? Okay.
It's about $600-700.
Yeah, the Steam box it's not for us. It's for people who I don't know,
want a gaming PC, don't know how to build it.
Yep, and they don't want to be bothered to.
Are afraid to build it. I shouldn't say don't know how, because anyone can learn.
It's almost like it's a an introductory PC.
Yeah.
There you go. Here's your introductory PC.
I mean, it sounds funny, but I think that's exactly right. It's a good description of it. It's an introductory PC. You're supposed to be able to take these apart and sort of swap parts as you need them. So I think maybe a couple of years down the line, when somebody's game isn't running as well as it could, and they want to upgrade a part, they'll learn a bit more about the insides and how things work, and maybe eventually they'll realize, I can make one of these myself for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, are they going to get limited by that though? Because if they say 2 years down the line, maybe they go for a more powerful graphics card, eventually it's going to get to the point where the PSU can't power it. As hardware gets better and better, so you can end up. And are you going to be able to replace the power supplies on these? Because they're going to be small power supplies.
Yeah, they're going to be those micro ones.
Yeah. All right.
At the very least, it'll maybe pull some console people away from the shitty console boxes and go, hey, you know what? I can actually play this stuff on a PC and it looks better. And
and there's all these sales.
Pay to play.
Yeah. And I can, use Skype for free. And
oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up because we're at our hour. Anything else you guys want to throw into the mix? No?
I applied for the beta of that game, which I don't remember the name of.
Extraction?
Extraction, yes, that one.
Yeah, I received an email saying, you've signed up, now you have to apply, and I
didn't get that email, or I missed it.
Yeah, that's what I got, the apply, yeah.
But it told me I'd already filled everything out, which is weird.
Oh, when did you get this?
Mine did as well.
But I didn't get it. Now I
got it a while back, at least a week ago.
That was on the 5th, Eric.
Wow. Email is slow.
Yeah, I'll have to double check this.
I think that's your internet, because the Twitch TV, the whole Twitch TV thing is just frozen.
Awesome.
Oh. No.
You're about it.
All I did was open up Gmail, and I don't have one of those. All right, fine. I closed Gmail. Sorry.
Somebody's having internet issues, and it's not me.
All right, it's a good time to wrap. I'm going to look for that email, which I didn't get. Anyways, I'm going to say thanks to our host for taking the time out to chat today. Breezy, thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
Hey, Welshy, thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
Ham, thanks for making it in.
Thanks for having me.
And Stryder, I'm glad you made it all the way through.
It's always an adventure, my friends.
All right, finally, I want to thank you, the fans of MODSonair.com and the subscribing members of MODSOnline.com for making the show possible. We'll be back in a week with more topics to discuss about games. Probably. Bye. Thanks for watching this week, and come back next week when we will broadcast another live show. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@modsonair.com. And please consider subscribing to modsonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners. Alright, not exactly game related, but I thought it was funny. Bad lip reading. The Walking Dead.
You think you're black? I'm black, yeah. Brother, you got skin like an English kid. Well, I don't like coffee, but you eat a bagel.
Hey, you know what animals I like? Sharks and skunks.
That's great.
Listen, pretty redneck. I'm taking your banjo.
Come on, don't. That's not cool. He needs his banjo for the talent show.
Man, that's no fair. All I have is a guitar. You get a banjo?
You ready?
Reminds me of those Star Trek
You need
ones.
something else before you start.
My lips are so sore
I
already.
know. I don't want to mess up your dumb potato basket. A woman thug stole my banjo. You have a new one?
Got cheetah candy. It's pretty gross. Now I gotta poo again.
No, you just went.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Kitty. Oh, you're bleeding on me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
A friend of mine got a foot. And it's juicy.
What the hell are you talking about?
My thoughts exactly.
You know, fish can hear you thinking just before you sneeze.
Choppy chop chop.
What's choppy chop chop?
Huh? God. Hey, it's hurting my neck. See, I coughed.
Christine! Hey, I just heard that.
Excuse me. I broke wind.
Do you have bologna and the fish sticks? That's just great.
I know what it takes to make you hot.
I need a man that can decorate and mix my brew.
Well, I'll wash the dog, but you're washing the laundry.
No, I'm not gonna be your sexy beef friend.
Oh, yeah? Well, just say ah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Why don't you zip it?
Cheesy bird mess. What'd you just say? I have a cheesy bird mess? Treat. He said treat, and I'm about to freak out. Just can't whoop him.
Poor Welshy. You're destroying his favorite show.
Oh no, I stopped watching this. I lost interest.
Aww.
Where are you, Mark?
They kept going further and further away from the comic book,
You
and
went
I was just
as
like,
a penguin, and I went as a pink shark. Did you notice the teeth? Because everybody else told me I was neat. The tiny clown, he got wet. I was talking to a psychic. And I can't sleep in the ozone. There's too many different peanuts looking sad.
I would like to go now.
Candy canes will wreck y'all's bowels. You've got a problem.
I want a brown girl.
Hey,
She's
I'm
so
standing
white
right
and
here.
not exotic.
Kevin, go
I want
away.
another one.
Jeez, he's
oh, flash crashed on me. Nice.
I just peed.
you gross. Guess what? I just ate a hot dog.
Yeah. Hey, Poppy. Oh, you just like me for my weed. Yeah, I'll admit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get to it.
I like this one.
We're on Broadway.
Because I watched the episode not long ago.
I once knew a kid, his tongue fell off in his sleep. La bibbidi bibby dum. What? La bibbidi bibby doo. This is a violet. No, it isn't.